Something that I want to ask, because you bring this up a lot, in terms of artists in Orlando, artists like Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. I even believe Limp Bizkit. I could be wrong, but a lot of
They were
those
Northward,
artists, they got their start in Orlando,
yeah.
and was like the Mickey Mouse Club with like Justin Timberlake,
Mickey Mouse
Britney
Club
Spears.
in the early mid '90s, and then Transcon Records, Lou Pearlman and them started signed Backstreet, and went mimicked them with NSYNC, and then started putting together like a plethora. By the time I was working with Transcon for a little bit with they had their levels of artists, like your A tiers, obviously like the Backstreet,
Yeah.
NSYNC, Britney's, yada yada, and then you go down. B tier was like the 98 Degrees and a couple other people on that level, Pink and stuff like that. You start going down, then you start getting my friend, my buddy Mark Terenzi was in the band Natural, one of the bands that were Mike Johnson.
He's the one that posted the Lucky.
Yeah. So that's when myself and Jason were performing with in Germany and stuff like that, in Europe, and Asia and stuff. So we, working with like those guys, like it was a draw that as soon as that open for business sign went on, everybody gravitated to the area, and you had a bunch of these artists here, and everybody was coming. Everybody was trying to be the next, whatever the A tier people were, So you had a lot of those C, D tier people out there. So there's a lot of people coming down there, and they were doing the same thing, putting together stuff, making music videos. You see, like every other day, there was a Universal Studios, there's somebody filming a commercial shoot or some sort of video shoot. Yeah. That's like, who's this? Another Transcon act that's never saw the light of day, or did a little thing, and that's it.
Yeah, here's what I'm wondering, because it seemed like a lot of those artists that came out of Orlando, it was almost a direct pipeline to MTV at that time. Like if you were one of those A-tier artists, was that like a pathway to MTV?
It wasn't that it was a direct pathway, but because they had Lou and the people at Transcon were really good at marketing and getting those people out there, the kids out there, doing that same pipeline of saying, all right, you guys are a band, you're doing good. There were a lot of them were doing like these little mall tours, and then send them over to Europe and start playing shows in Europe. Where the joke was, I remember the T-shirts like, you don't know me, but I'm huge in Germany or something like that. Like there's always these things that they made tons of money overseas and were doing it, that way, came back. And then when they crossed that precipice and got the radio play and became that pop band and stuff like that, then it was like, well, how do you market the gimmick? And they all had a very similar gimmick. You all had the tattooed, crazy haired guy. It was my boy Alex from Backstreet and Chris and NSYNC. You had the young, good-looking one. It was JT.
Something for everyone.
It was everybody had the vibe. You had the jokester one. It was Joey and NSYNC. It was like everybody had this gimmick and style that they I was the guy that wore the nail polish, and I'm the sporty one, and I'm the heartthrob young kid. It was like the same gimmick that they were doing. So once they did that, they had to sell the gimmick and let's put you on MTV. Let's make these videos. Let's make it because the girls are going to love it up, eat the stuff up. The young kids loved it, and we're going to make you screaming popular. We have shows that they could debut it on and show. TRL, great. We'll make you a TRL #1 3 weeks in a row. It's like, come on, man. Like, so that is ridiculous. But yeah.
So I'm going to give you my most iconic MTV moment, and then I want to hear yours. Okay. If you have, because I know they're going to be polar opposite.
Gotcha.
Thank you for tuning in to the Playlist 100. Join the boys as they discuss all things music, rock, hip-hop, country, metal, R&B, and all things music under the sun. Tired of scrolling Twitter and seeing a constant doomsday post? Head over to the Playlist 100 account, where the boys post daily music, videos, questions, and take your requests. Oh, and be on the lookout for Ray's YouTube playlist. Still not enough? Well, head over to the Apple Music and Spotify to hear the songs the boys are listening. Want to join in on the conversation? Join the panel during the live stream or hop on the Twitter Space show. Have a suggestion? DM us. We want to hear from you. Oh, and be sure to follow the Playlist 100 for more music adventure.